What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Simple Sports Hub, man, where we talk all things Washington Commanders football, man. Hey, I'm sorry I could not drop this video on Victory Monday, but we're going to give a quick little update on our victory against the New York Giants, where we took out the broom and swept their ass up out of here, you know what I'm saying, sweeping them for the 2025 season. And then we're going to get into our first matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Let's talk about it. All right, real quick, and y'all already see the roster update, but this is where we're going to get into. Don't pay too much into this, but it's going to talk about some of what I wanted to discuss as far as a recap in the victory we got on Sunday against the New York Giants, where our Washington Commanders traveled up to MetLife, where the snow was dropping, but it was all clear when the ball was kicked off. And our backup quarterback, Marcus Mariota, after being told that not RG3, good Lord. See, and it's crazy because I've been having so many RG3 conversations. But JD5 was, ruled out of the game this week. And we later learned in the week that, after the victory that, we won't be seeing RG3 for the remaining of the 2025 season. But that's another video for another day. I'm just going to give you my thoughts and takes on and my recap on Sunday's game against the New York Giants. The game was definitely, a sight for sore eyes because we have not seen this team play complementary football on all three phases, or all four phases of the football game, from coaching to offense to defense to special teams. We haven't seen it in a while, right? We see them probably week one, maybe. And I don't even think we can allude to this season everybody playing well, but there were moments in this game where the team pretty much played good offensively and defensively. There was some mistakes penalty wise and maybe some blown coverages that we should have not allowed to happen. We gave up some stuff, which is, the Jackson Dart run, the big run that got them into scoring position with Tracy on the first touchdown. But from that game, man, if I had to pick up, it was good to see Terry McLaurin out there running, fully healthy. And I know there's a big conversation going on is Terry McLaurin a true number one? I don't give a fuck. He's our number one as we have right now. Seeing what Jaden Daniels had to endure with throwing to guys like Chris Moore, who you see on this right-hand side, being, signed from the practice squad. I don't understand what the organization and coaching staff see in Slim, but maybe my vision is just that fucked up. This is probably why I wear glasses. Matter of fact, let me put them on. Nope, he's still some shit. Yeah, that didn't do anything. But yes, so looking at having, Terry McLaurin out there and seeing how the defenses roll coverages towards him, and I'm not saying that makes him a top 10, top 5, receiver, but you can definitely see that coverages are being dictated by Terry McLaurin when he's out there on the field and he's fully healthy. Deebo Samuel's being a complimentary guy to Terry. I know that's supposed to be 1A, 1B-ish type play, but it's time to start really having a conversation of seeing Deebo Samuels as a utility guy and just a guy that we don't. So that makes, a lot of people are saying that we need a number 2 receiver to go next to, Terry McLaurin, or bringing in a big household name to be our number 1 and letting Terry McLaurin be our number 2. Yes, he was hurt this season and all the hoopla about him, not being there for the all season alluded to that. Hey, that's over with for me mentally. Like, all right, I am not about to keep having that conversation. It is what it is. But the offense was victorious on Sunday's game running the football. And if you're that blind to see that, then that a lot of success from the passing game was predicated off of us being able to have a successful run game. And this is all Simba has been saying this whole entire season from a play calling perspective, and why I put Cliff Kingsbury on the hot seat as a play caller for our offense, even though I have multiple times alluded to, I don't think his offense is bad. I think his offense is very predictable. I think it's a successful offense, But even with successful offenses, you gotta find different ways to build upon the success. Because if you don't, and you think that you're going to call last year plays in 2025, and defenses is not going to know the tendencies, regardless of adding Deebo Samuels, we've been trying to get the ball quickly out to guys like Luke McCaffrey, De'Ami Browns, the kids. So the offense hasn't changed. The play calling hasn't changed. Just the players that we inserted into the offense changed. But it still isn't as successful as I would like it to see. Because guess what? Without the physicality of blocking down the field with Jalen Lane, Noah Brown, and we'll talk about him in a quick second. Terry McLaurin, the tight end, being willing blockers, your quick game is not going to be successful. So getting the ball to Deebo quick, and your receivers is not going to be physical at the line at the attack of blocking. We know what the offense predicates. Like, why are we still using Deebo Samuel as a quick game guy and not releasing a receiver doing a trip set, releasing one receiver, have another, and we're going to fake it like we ran that one time with Luke McCaffrey when he was healthy, and we scored a touchdown off of it. But it's like, damn, hey, Cliff, why not keep going to that? Why not use that more often? Why not add that into your play calling sheet? Because it's there. And you've seen that when we was able to run the ball, whether it was in shotgun, whether it was under center, whether it was in pistol, when we ran play action, it opened up the back end of the defense. No diddy. It just did, man. And I'm sitting here screaming at the TV and screaming to my brothers like, yo, why couldn't we do this all season from an offensive perspective? And then you hear Cliff Kingsbury say that, oh, yeah, they're still trying to bring along and allow JD5 to grow. And that's why you see it more called with a veteran and Marcus Mariota. And it's like, man, fuck that, bro. If you mean to tell me that he cannot understand or play from under the center position, yes, he has a lot more growing to do, which kind of alludes to why he should be playing a game of football. But that's another question and for another day. Because guess what? We won't be seeing him playing no more football for 2025. The next time we will see him is in OTAs. Live is probably in preseason, which I hope. And I want to shout out to one of the I forgot his name, one of the content creators. I see it on Twitter. I like to give credit where credit is due. I seen him say it first. And if it comes to me, I'll mention it. He kind of alluded to, man, hey, this is now if you sitting him down, this is when you want to see JD5 play more in the preseason. He need to get a little bit more snaps because what I thought JD needed to get better at, I don't think you can get better by taking reps from a defense that's not trying to take your fucking head off. That DBs is not trying to, or linebackers are trying to kill you when you get outside the pocket. Those are things that you learn from in-game reps. That's all I was trying to get to, and that's all I was trying to say. But that's a whole nother conversation and content for another day as we go into the offseason program, man, offseason phase. But back to the game, man. Shout out to Ja'Cory Krosky, Lil Bill, aka Lil Bill, man. He had a phenomenal game. And I understand some of the fans that were saying, well, we didn't have C-Rod going into this game. So we, Lil Bill got the start. And he ran the ball physical. He ran the ball efficient. He showed his athleticism. He showed that one-cut ability. And you see him get better and better as the game progressed. Was every run successful? No, that's not how the run game works. There are going to be some runs that get stifled. You're not going to get any yardage gain. And that's understandable. Like, I understand that as just knowing the game of football. Every run is not going to be, sustained, like positive, but you still got to stick with it, Cliff Kingsbury. And he stuck with it yesterday. In cold weather, he stuck with, hey, man, we're going to put helmet on helmet, and we're going to try to create some run lanes for Ja'Cory, Lil Bill to run through, and McNichols. And then you even seen some run options for Marcus Mariota. And it worked. I think we had over, 25 carries total? I think. Let me see this real quick. I want to check this out. And it's not going to take me that long. Go to ESPN. Let's go here. Let's go to the Commanders, Giants, box score. All right. We had a total of 37 runs. Now, the 10 runs that, Marcus Mariota had, some of them was due to scrambling, and I'm fine with that. But it's not like we were using him as a running back. the two guys, even though he had more, attempts than Jeremy McNichols, it was good runs by McNichols. Even though he had 6 yards. All right, not by McNichols. All right, I take that back because he only averaged 0.7 yards a carry. Sorry. But send Ja'Cory run for, averaging 5 yards a carry, man. It's like, why aren't you seeing that as a light bulb clicking off in your brain, Cliff? Like, damn, this shit is working. And yes, I know some people are going to say, it was against the Giants, bro. Why is people hyping up? It's just certain things that you want to see as a football fan. I'm a football fan first. Well, I'm a diehard Commanders fan first, and then I'm a football fan. It's like 1A, 1B. Like, I love both. I love the game of football. I love to dissect and look at how the game is being called, how the game is being, put out there, from the scheme to how it's being executed, and seeing all right, man, we don't have it here from a personnel. I like all phases of how the NFL game is played. That's just me, and college football. Go Bulldogs. But you saw the run, opened up the passing lanes for Marcus Mariota, versus where we become pass happy. It's easier to just drop back into a zone or play man or send pressure because you're not threatened by nothing else that can go on. So when we was under center, we seen the most run success because a defense can't dictate what you're going to do when you come out in shotgun. Yeah, you can still run the ball, but he mixed it up so well that even when we was in shotgun, we had success. Even in pistol, we had success from the run game. And that's all I've been asking for. That's all. So hopefully that game, and maybe we can see it going into this Philadelphia Eagles game. We can see more run success and going against a better defense. I mean, which we thought the New York Giants defense was supposed to be the stout defense with, Lawrence. I know Thibodeau wasn't there, but Abdul Khalil, who had a phenomenal game, and Brian Burns, these guys, I thought that we would have seen a more like fight out of them and not much success, but we saw success. I'm going to be on first up and tell y'all I did not have belief that we was going to win this game just by what we have shown the last 8 weeks of football. And even including the two good defensive games that we had against the Broncos and the Miami Dolphins. But I just wasn't, man. I'm in a mind state that you got to show me. You got to prove it to me. You can't tell me about practice being good, all these other things that's been going on throughout the week. Show me on the field that y'all had a good week. And I can at least say that they showed that. Now, was it against a lesser team that may have been tanking, a whole tank narrative being put out there? They wasn't trying to win that game, man. Y'all getting hype over y'all winning 29-21, and y'all let them come back. What you lose to, we don't have a good defense. Our defense isn't good. Yes, Von Miller got another sack. Yes, he's on his way to 10 sacks. Shit that I didn't even think was going to happen. You can say these are garbage sacks. I don't give a fuck. He got 8 sacks. Yes, I want him back. I don't want him starting, but I want him back as a rotational pass rusher. Pass rush only. I don't want to see him in the run game. I want to see him being able to just moments go in there and try to create havoc. And yes, he was probably going against the way lesser offensive lineman. All right, let's see what he do this week. Can he get pressure this week? This Saturday against the Philadelphia Eagles, can he get pressure? We're going to see, right? But the defense played okay. I'm not going to say they played great. I'm not going to say they played, they played okay. We still have struggles with getting pressure on mobile quarterbacks. The pass rush still is not there. The tackling was way better. I can allude to that. It was way better. It was moments. Again, I'm not asking for a flawless game, but the tackling was way better. I still would have liked to see more of Jordan McGee and Kane, some of the young guys play, but I guess DQ would just say we're going to ride off into the end of the season playing the older guys, and we'll evaluate the talent next year going into preseason again. We're not going to evaluate the talent. That was the most disappointing part from watching that game, watching a game that had no merit to it. Like we was not gaining anything mentally. Like it wasn't going to help us this season and getting into the playoffs. So I would have loved to see more of our young talent play, and it didn't happen. All right, it is what it is. We won, and so we take that W. It is what it is. We pulled the broom out on the New York Giants, but there's no excitement. It's just you saw Mikey Sanders still catch a pick. I'm raving like Damn, all right, that was a good read. Mike Sanders still, why you couldn't make that same read against that same type of, it was just a straight seam route against the motherfucking Minnesota Vikings. Trust in your eyes, man. Trust in your feet. Trust in where you at on the field. You already took away the deep route. You playing 15 yards off the ball. But shout out to him, man. 4 interceptions on the season. I know everybody say he's not an inside corner. He's not an outside corner. He regressed this season, and that's all fine. I'm not going to sit up here and argue with none of that. I'm not going to debate none of that. That's your opinion. That's your hey, you can have a bad season, but you can also have 4 picks, and you can chop that up however you want. It's still 4 picks. He is the lead in turnover player on our defense. Playing zone. None, haven't seen none in man, but all been playing zone. Is he a zone cornerback? Okay, that's cool. Is he a man cornerback? Maybe not. But for what we seen Sunday and against the New York Giants, he turned the ball over. He broke on the ball and he caught a pick. Would love to see it more in man, but hey, we can't see that right now. Like now we're moving on to week 15 coming up, and you see some of the rosters move. Noah Brown. And that makes me want to talk about Noah Brown. Hey man, I appreciate everything you brought to the Washington Commanders. Prayers up to you, man. It just seems like this injury thing for you has demoralized or just tanked your NFL career, man. Because this didn't start with us. It was with Houston. I'm not sure who you was with before that, but you've been literally almost injured every season that you played. And I hate that for you because you seem like you had some good skills set to bring to this team, and you did look good year one. I'm not going to be this guy to say, man, you trash, you're garbage. No, you was doing your thing last year as we had success, and you ended up getting hurt. But up until that point, you was playing some good football for us. You made some key catches. You got some key flags thrown for us. So for that, I'm not going to trash you like you just complete ass. But as a injury guy and your best ability is availability, hey man, I don't see you coming back next year. I'm just calling a spade a spade. But prayers up to you. Hopefully you can figure it out. Hopefully you can, overcome this. Hopefully you can overcome this injury bug with the next team you land with. But for me, it's Treylon Burks. I want to see more Treylon Burks. I want to see more Terry McLaurin. I want to see more Jalen Lane. I wish Ja'Cory Brooks wasn't hurt. I want to see him get suited up. I don't want to see Chris Moore in the field. I don't want to see River Craycraft getting, brought up. I don't want to see Robbie Chosen suiting up. I don't want to see none of that. I don't care if we lose. I don't care if we win. I'll take the win because I want to win. I've always wanted to win. I'll take a W. I don't care what we pick at in the draft position. I want to win. I want to go in here and beat the Philadelphia Eagles. We're not playing spoiler, but we want to make sure they keep playing bad football. We want them to continue to question themselves as they go into the playoffs. Are they really a good team? Getting beat by a 3-10 or 4-10 team. That's what I want. Now, will that happen? Probably not. Probably not. I was talking to my man about this, is that, hey, as bad as the Eagles has been playing, they still have a winning record. They're still finding out a way to win games, and we're not good enough defensively to stop even the bad play of a Philadelphia Eagles. But I think, hey, if we can get stops and we can get them off the field, and we can force incompletions, and we can somehow get pressure on Jalen Hurts, yeah, we got a chance at winning. Because I still think that even with Marcus Mariota and how good the Cliff Kingsbury offense has been and could be even better if he just get in the center a lot more and run the ball a lot more. Yeah. But the Philadelphia Eagles defense has been their anchor. That's been what they've been leaning on all season, is their defense. And they've been showing up and showing out. I already know the matchup against Terry and Mitchell. And that too high safety and them gonna be trying to take him out the game. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah, the Gene probably checks Deebo Samuel, and they probably put I forgot who they other cornerback is over there. On whoever else is out there, Treylon Burks and things like that. But again, can we find run success against their D line? Phillips playing good football. Jordan Davis playing a hell of a season this year. And it may be to him getting paid. He might want that manyan. N'Kobe Dean, former Georgia Bulldog, of course, been one of the best blitz in the middle linebackers in the NFL right now. They're going to try to get pressure on Marcus Mariota. They're going to try to wreak havoc. They're going to try to force the ball out of his hand quickly, and they're going to play uptight and physical football. That's what they want. That's what we expect. But hey, we got to be physical too. We got to be willing to put helmet on helmet. We got to be willing to be physical on the outside from our receivers blocking. But can we still move the ball against them? Hell yeah, I think so. But again, prayers up to Noah Brown, man. Hopefully he's good. The guy that I'm how the fuck did you get hurt on special teams? But designated cornerback Darius Rush practice squad injured. I think he had a hamstring injury or something like that, but it was his first time being called up off the practice squad. He was wearing 29. I was like, man, put him in the game. And also, real quick, want to go back to Hamilton Senior playing, a phenomenal game against the New York Giants. And he's going against Wendell Robinson, bro, and Theo Johnson and Slayton. You see him drop a pass, wide open touchdown. Man, dog, it's good. It's the Giants, bro. They not good. They ain't got no quarterback. All right. Now this is his test going up against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Let's see how he stands up. Let's see how he holds up. Because you got a lot of fans that sees success one game. Where's Hamilton Senior been at all season? Did y'all not see Hamilton Senior playing against second and third string corner receivers trying to make the squad in preseason this year? Because I saw him. I saw him out there playing. He didn't look that good. So for one game that he had, yeah. All right, I applaud him on that. Well done. Well done, son. But I'm not going to sit up here and just say, oh, man, he's out. Oh, yeah, we can go put him on the outside from Trey Amos and move and get rid of Mikey Sanderstill or move him back into the slot. I even heard some people say Mike Sanderstill need to go to play free safety. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's a free safety. And I don't see that at all. But I think I might see Mike Sanderstill as more as it's going to be Trey Amos and Mike Sanderstill playing outside. Having Noah play inside, maybe sag him back, bring him back. And we rock with that, especially if we cut or release Marshawn Lattimore. I would like to see Marshawn back with some elite pass rushers to where they can play more physical, up close and personal brand of football. And hopefully that the whistle don't always go against him. And refs allow him to play physical, like the receivers are able to play physical. But that will never happen. But anywho, wishful thinking, right? But we don't know. That's the offseason, and I don't know how that's going to play out. But anywho, going into this game, I want to see our defense rally, tackle Saquon Barkley, don't allow no runs to the outside, seal the edge, force everything back up into our interior guys like Deron Payne and Javon Kinlaw, who had a good game against the Giants as well. I do want to see more Johnny Newton. I did hear one thing that kind of made me think about, when we say we're shutting down guys like JD5, right? Our franchise. We're not getting rid of Terry McLaurin. Why are we not shutting him down? Why is he playing? Why is a lot of these veteran guys that are potentially returning to the mob next year, why are these guys playing as well? Or is it only because we don't have the success that we're having that we're shutting down JD and he's been hurt multiple times and the PTSD of RG3 and the old regime, fucking up his career? Is that the only reason why? Another question for another day. But hey, man, I'm excited to see these guys bump and play. Let's check out the injury report going into this Philadelphia week, who we take on. It's week 16, my bad. Yeah, week 16. Damn, that's crazy. Week 16. We got Eddie Goldman, concussion, Von Miller, rest, Deron, Laramie Tunsil, who got hurt. Injuries. You see that, y'all? So I can see why they're sitting down JD5. Injuries. The injuries just keep piling up. Knee. These are all veteran guys that get a day off. It seemed like Yankoff, ankle. Jaden Daniels was limited. So JD5 will be practicing throughout the rest of the season. He just won't be playing. George Fant, knee, full. Drake Jackson, who I'm excited to see. I want to see him play this Saturday. I want to see him play against the Philadelphia Eagles. I want to see him get out there and get some snaps. Yes, Preston Smith had a good game. Jacob Martin, Von Miller. But I want to and Walker playing, but I want to see this guy out there. Jonathan Jones is back. He had a full practice. C-Rod, full practice. I want to see Ja'Cory running the ball again against the Philadelphia Eagles defense with a little bit of C-Rod and McNichols. I'm not too high on seeing Jonathan Jones back on the football field. I mean, if Darius Rush not playing and Hamilton played good, let's rock what we got. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's our injury report for today, Tuesday. We'll probably see some more guys. Some of these guys come off the list or turn into full participants. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. What do you guys expect to see from a, Washington Commanders who's battered and bruised and injured going against the Philadelphia Eagles? This is the as DQ called it, the division tourney. The last couple of games that we got are all division opponents. Let's see how we end the season, man. I know that people say, man, we need to lose, we need to tank. That's your prerogative. I am not going to argue against that. Hey, it is what it is. But I think when you're a bad team, as we have been due to injuries, personnel, and coaching and scheme, we don't have a shot anyway. So I think we can remove the tank and just say, hey, we're not good enough to win football games anyway. But let's see what happened, man. Again, I'm not giving no score prediction, but y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think the score going to be. I'll catch y'all in the next one, baby. Raise hell. I'm up out of here.